Switching to immigration now, crossings at the U.S. Mexico border are at or near their highest in about 2 decades. And now Texas Governor Greg Abbott is authorizing state forces to take unprecedented action. Abbott is giving authority to the Texas National Guard and the Texas Department of Public Safety to return undocumented immigrants back to Mexico's border. However, he stopped short of saying that he will actually deport them, saying that that is a federal responsibility and would go beyond his powers. Now, for more on this, let's bring in Javier Palomarez. He's the president and CEO of the United States Hispanic Business Council. And Javier, you say Abbott's order underscores the severity of the problem. What do you mean?
Morning. How are you? And yes, thanks for having me. While it's political theater to some extent, it does in fact underscore just how drastic the situation is here in South Texas and frankly throughout the nation. For far too long, immigration reform has eluded, both parties, and a common sense solution is really necessary. As business people, the members of the United States Hispanic Business Council believe that our Congress needs to come together. We need to have the political will to reach across the aisle and find common sense solutions that work for our economy and for the American people.
Now, this is an interesting move by Abbott because the Texas DPS and the National Guard, they can round up as many migrants as they want. They can charge them with trespassing. They can take them all the way to the border, but they don't have the authority to take them across the border. All they can do is leave them still within the state of Texas. It's being called catch and release by some folks that are critical of this. How do you see this and what the action is that Abbott wants to take down there?
Well, there again, I think it's political theater, but it does underscore just how difficult the situation has become here. We need, the American people to come together to insist that our elected officials have the political courage to put the American people before partisan politics. Listen, as a businessman, I understand the importance of immigrants. Here in America, we have the greatest economy ever conceived in the history of mankind. And immigrants have played an important role in creating that amazing economy that we have. And as we stand right now, more than 45% of the Fortune 500 companies were started by an immigrant or the child of an immigrant. And corporations like AT&T, Bank of America, eBay, Google, Nordstrom's, Tesla, Verizon, and the list goes on. They were all started in America, and they were all started by an immigrant. Now imagine what our economy would look like without those corporations. Imagine what our stock market would look like without those corporations, or our global standing as a nation would look like without those corporations. There is a place for common sense, legal immigration that helps this nation and continues to feed the desire and the hustle and the ingenuity that immigrants bring to this nation.
Now, Javier, you know what you're talking about there as far as business leaders go, because you're a businessman now, but you came to this country as a migrant laborer yourself. And I'm just learning your son-in-law is a Border Patrol agent. So what are you hearing from him? And does that make for some interesting conversations around the holiday dinner table?
It certainly does, and I love my son-in-law, of course, and my children. The reality of it is that they don't have the privilege of having an opinion. They've got a job to do, and the job has become untenable. These amazing men and women that are trying to protect our border are absolutely overwhelmed. Our nation needs to step up and help them do their job. We need common sense immigration reform right now. As it stands right now, there are over 11 million jobs that are unfilled in this nation, over 500,000 construction jobs, over 1 million manufacturing jobs, over 1.5 million transportation, and 1.5 million hospitality jobs, 2 million health services jobs, 2.5 million professional services jobs that are unfilled. There is a place for immigrants that want to fill those jobs, but do so in a uniform and sustainable fashion, in a fashion that's helpful to the American people and the American economy. But the situation right now is completely out of hand. It's time for our Congress to act. The only thing more broken than our immigration system is our Congress. And we need to insist that our elected officials do their job. They need to have the political will to reach across the aisle and work together for common sense solutions that help our economy and help the American people.
And that is a point that Javier Palomarez, our guest here, is pointing out, that everyone agrees it's broken. No one's coming together to fix it. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.